Hello, I'm going to meet you over. Hi, guys. I'll meet you at the mat. And let's start off with some break up our bodies as people come in. Hello, guys. Start off. Hello. Hello. Come on in. We're starting off with some bridging as everyone comes in. Let your back warm up. Let your glutes warm up. Let your hamstrings warm up. And just add the breath fuller than you would get to breathe in normal life. We're just going to breathe in a little bigger. Feel the glutes, feel the hamstrings. Now, when we're at the top, stay up there and add a little 10 count, like a pulse here over 1 to 3 inches. And then you're going to just touch the knees together and do a 10 pulse. Now you're going to open the knees a little further apart and do a 10 pulse. Now put the knees over the heels and lower all the way down and up 5 times. We're going to add on 2, 3, 4. Now lift up your right leg and let it stay pointed to the sky and drop down and up 10 times with your left leg working. Hi, come on in. We've been doing some bridges to warm up. Now we're going to do the single bridges and we're on the second one. So just as you come in, maybe you want to do 2-legged bridges if you're just coming in to let yourself warm up. Breathe. Now when you come down, hold on to your feet. And this is a nice warm up too because it starts telling your muscles to stretch. It gets some blood flow going and some synovial fluid. I like to add a little rock. Now let your feet be in an imaginary, like they're on a table, like your hands come behind your head, and take about 20 rotations. Exhale as you turn, as you rotate. Now pull your toes back, so we're waking up the feet too. We're pressing through the heel on these. Now take 6 more. Now, when you come down, hug both legs in for a moment and point and flex your feet 5 times. And then add some circles with your ankles, about 5 circles each way. All right, now we're going to put the left foot down on the mat and put the right ankle on top of the right ankle on left thigh. Lift up and down with this figure 4 pattern. Exhale as you lift. Try to keep the hips level. Now we're going to stay up in the pelvis, but let the right foot down and put the left ankle on the right thigh and then lower and try to get your glutes down to the mat every time. And exhale as you push. Open up that left knee as well so you feel a little hip opener as a bonus. Now lower, but reach your hands to your feet and let your knees be wider. This is a bound angle. Sometimes I call it cobbler pose or a butterfly stretch. Your low back, your inner thighs, and your hips. I like to use the elbows to wedge the inner thighs open as well for a more increased stretch. Now lengthen your right leg up and let your hands hold on to your calf or your thigh while you reach your left leg long. Now exhale, curl up with your torso and then switch your legs and then switch. For now, we're going to point, and I want to have us continue while I tell you if you want to modify, you're welcome to put a paletta ring behind your head or your hands. So I'm going to show modified hands. Pull your toes behind your pull your toes back and leave your hands behind your head on this set. 4, 3, 2, recover for a moment, legs in, neck rest, legs can be rocking right and left. All right, both feet come down and lift up your spine, your hips are in the air. Now this is stretchy. Put your right foot in the air and then let your right heel lower. Now point your toes as you go up in a hamstring stretch and then right leg goes forward and really reach through your toes. Act like you're articulating through your foot. Breathe and stretch, and breathe and stretch, and breathe and stretch. Now, one more. That foot's going to come down and take your left leg up. Now, you're going to try to reach through the toes. Reach, reach. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now let your left foot down and you're in a bridge here. Lower your spine. Right ankle to left thigh. Reach your hands through the window. Clasp your hands. And you could even rock a little bit here. Let's wake up the hip in a stretch. If you have the urge to move your feet and toes, go for it. Your hip is your focus, but you can add that on. Inhale. Now take your ankle to thigh on the other one. Reach your hands through. And you might even like to rock or move your toes or move your ankles. Breathe, stretch, breathe. I like to rock. Toe spreading's nice too because they don't get that much spreading during the day. So normal days, so we like to do it during our exercises. Now you're going to hug your shins in, and I'm going to show you modified double leg stretch, which is a reach and then a hug. So you could do this, but you can also lift up your shoulder blades and then reach and hug, reach and hug, reach and hug. So it's harder as you stretch out. That means to modify, you can make it smaller or vertical. And 2. Now this time, hug the feet, happy baby. Let your knees come on either side for 5. Yeah. 4, there you go. Awesome, that feels so good. Now leave one leg down. The left leg will pour to the floor and the right leg will come up. Framing your hips with your arms, you can circle your leg. The bigger the circle, the harder it is to maintain rib down on the mat or lumbopelvic stability. Good. And a modification could be that you bend either knee. Now we're going to take 10 the other way. Breathing, stretching, breathing and stretching. Now when your leg's in the vertical, you can hold on to the underside and give yourself some more point and flex as if you're articulating through the foot. So the whole foot's working here. Get ready, pull the toes back and hold that same leg in a stretch. Feel that all down that leg, isn't it so nice? Okay, take this leg down. Now the other leg comes up and the hands are like a frame. Circle, inhale, and exhale. So I don't know how you feel today, but usually on the first circles, I can feel tightness. And then I just pay attention and see, does it feel like it gets a little looser as you're warming up? So like already I feel a little looser in that leg. Just notice what you do, what you feel. We're gonna take 10 the other way. And let the breath help you. Inhale, open, exhale, close the circle. Reach all the way through your toes. There, everything's involved. The whole leg is active. Now on that 10th one or so, leave your leg up, hold on to the back of it, and articulate through your foot, if that makes sense. So you reach through the foot, you curl, you point, you spread and flex, and then you reach through your toes. Hold it in a little bit longer and pull your toes back. You can also feel the hip flexor on the other leg. There, the foot's starting to get a little closer. Now, hands underneath both thighs and your feet are in the air. See if you can circle them like a bicycle and you can now put your hands down. That may be all you want to do. If you would like to add on, you could put your hands behind your head, bicycle up about 30 degrees in your torso, or bicycle all the way up, bicycle all the way up. Now, whatever you're doing, take 4 more or so because we're going to meet seated. So if you're staying down, that's fine. Just know in about 4, we're gonna end up together seated. 2 and 1. And then come up, nice job. Take the feet together and open up the butterfly muscles here. We're gonna be taking a sip in a moment too, so just take a little stretch for 10. You can help out the legs with your arms. 8. And take another inhale. And then we're gonna have a sip. Someone just helped herself in. Okay, grab a sip if you need, and cheers to Monday Pilates. Now we're gonna be doing some more on the seated position. So have your hands like a T. Push one arm up and over. It's a lateral flexion. Breathe in, up and over. Go higher and over more as you get warmed up. Breathe in and then exhale over. Feel that stretch in your side. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now open the feet like about wider than your shoulder. Go open in a rotation. This is called the saw, and then saw off your pinky toe. Now first rotate, saw off your pinky toe, rotate, saw. You're gonna feel hamstrings and saw. I gotta take this off, but keep going. 6 more. 5, tall, good. Feel that stretch. 4, 3, long arms. 2. Now on the next one, it's a twist. Just rotate. Your legs are glued. Just rotate. Now we often have a right side rotational pattern, so you might notice one side's harder. Just try to give your conscious attention to that tight side. And 1. All right, now we're gonna sit into a little mermaid. That's a double triangle position. Take your right hand to your left knee and just hold. What we did was some dynamic stretches. Now we're holding it. That looks good. 10. See how it gives in a little? It gives in a little. Your elbow might get longer. Your ribs feel like they get stretched out. Now the hand that's in the air, let it go behind you and just look over your shoulder. Rotation. Now we're gonna face front with the same type of double mermaid, double knee bend, just switch it. So your first cue is, so left hand goes to right knee, and then arm up. Yep, that's it, Karen, yep. I like to act like I'm going over a fence, so I inspire length first and then lateral flexion. Breathe, and you feel how you're getting longer and feel like it's like someone's lifting you, lifting you, lifting you. Like your elbow's getting longer. Inhale. The arm that's in the air goes behind you, probably near your fanny, and look over your shoulder. Now bring it back, and if you would like to use your foam roller, we can use it on the shin side. If you already are, let's say you're, it's already challenging enough, you don't have to. So 2 options, with or without. When you're ready, your forearms go on one end of your mat. Your roller's on the complete other end. I like to check my path, make sure nothing's in the way. Once your forearms are down, adjust the foam roller so that you've got it closer to your knees. You're not on the knees, but it's closer to your shin side of the knee side of the shin. Bend your knees under and then straighten your legs to plank. Bend your knees under, and then straighten your knees to plank. This is abdominals. Bend, plank, bend, plank, bend, plank, bend, plank, bend, plank. One more. Recover and let your hips fall, kind of like a child pose. We're going to do a very similar move, but it's pike. Now your arms are on the mat, your legs go long, and you're going to lift your hips. Lift your hips. Lift, lift, lift. Feel your abs. One more. Recover in a child pose. And I like to leave my shins on the roller when I do this, so my hips are even higher. Now, once you come into plank again, we're going to do this diagonal flamingo. Sorry, it's also called diagonal inchworm. So go plank, bend the knees towards your left elbow, and then go back to a normal plank. Bend your knees to the right elbow, and then go back to normal plank. Feel free to adjust the roller anytime during your workout so you're comfortable on the bones, but you are challenged in the abs. 4 more. And keep breathing. 3, it is tempting to hold the breath. We're going to keep breathing. 2, 1, and then a rest for a moment. The next set is an oblique pike. So your forearms are down, your hips lift, kind of upper left. So go long, lift up, and then go plank. Lift up, plank, and lift, diagonally lifting. 4 more. Recover. Now I'm going to encourage a sip of something, tea, water. I'm going to bring mine closer actually, so we can come back. Those are hard. So we did 4 hard abdominal exercises in a row. Have a sip if you'd like. And then you can move the roller on your foot end, one end of your mat, and your hands are behind you. Now this is reverse plank, but if you know off the top of your head, this one is hard on your wrist. You can do reverse table or do a bound angle. So if you are adding on, do a up, lift up. You could even add 10 leg pulls. Good. Michelle, that looks good. Good. Shreen, your legs look strong. Now, when you have a seat, take your hands like you're holding hands with yourself and add a circle with the wrist. Good, I like it. And then add a circle with your wrist. One arm gonna go forward and pull the fingers down like you're trying to stretch the forearm and the fingers, but drop the shoulder. This has become one of my favorite. Stretches. Other side. Fingers pull under. Nice. All right, we're gonna go back to the original plank position. So the rollers at your feet in, your forearms are on the other end of your mat. And you're gonna barely shift forward and back. It's like you're in a hollow tube. So lift up your hips like plank. Now shift forward and back, just a tiny, literally only, a few inches at most. 10 more. And recover. Now we're going to be turning sideways. We're side planking, and the modification would be no roller. I'm going to offer a staggered stance. Now rotate with your arm going through the window of the space between your rib and the floor. Now we're gonna lower this hip. We're gonna go on the other side. This arm is up, this arm is rotating. Lower down. You got it. Let's go back to side plank, only this time paint the sky. Staggered foot position. One hand on your hip, go up and over. Now lower, and we're gonna go to the other side. This arm is gonna go up and over. I like to think that you're painting the sky or catching clouds. 4, 5, feel that bottom oblique work, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm gonna have us grab a sip if you'd like. And the next one's gonna be bridge, but on the foam roller. So we started without the foam roller for bridging, now we're adding it. Feet on the roller. And if you think toe point, you will get more hamstring work. So if you kind of point your toes down, go up and down, and you'll see what I mean. See how if you just leave the toes up, it's less intense. If you gently point the toes down, it's more. So do what you need today. Now we're going to do a pattern. Keep your feet in the same place, but as you lift, open up the hips, then you're going to narrow them. Then you're going to open, and you're going to narrow, but you are still lifting up and down. So one is a narrow, one is a wide. So I call these I have to readjust, but I call these W bridges. So it's a little narrow, then there's a wide. Breathe in, breathe out. You can do them without the roller, you can do them with the roller. 4, 3, 2, now lower down and take your legs long. Your calves are on the roller. Now, as an add-on, inhale, reach your arms, tuck your chin, and use your abs to come up. Now, if that's not happening, just get up once and do a partial roll down for the exercise. So you may just go down partially and then come up, or you might go all the way down and come up. If it feels like you have to flail your legs to come up, then stick with the partial roll down. Inhale. Now, if you would like to add on, bend your knees as you come up, and it's almost like a little ab crunch bonus. Then stretch, ab crunch up. It's still going to work abs if you don't do that, but it'll feel like more as your pubic bone comes closer to your navel. All right, now if you would like a bonus, crunch the arms to the right side of the knees, and the knees go to the left. Does that make sense? And then both arms come down. Now the arms go to the left and the knees crunch right. All right, keep going. Right, left, right, and left. All right, take a moment to full body stretch it. You can reach through one arm and reach through the leg like you're climbing a ladder on the floor, but not by bending your knees, just from shifting your waist. Breathe in. Now slide both legs up towards vertical and put your hands beside your hip bones. This is corkscrew. I'm going to show a modification, which is bent knees and then small circle, and then small circle the other way, bent knees. If it's too easy, lengthen your knees and make a bigger circle. As long as you can keep the ribs down and there's no lumbar lordosis, low back coming off the mat excessively. You can play around with variations. Let's do one more right and one more left. One more clockwise, one more counterclockwise, and then hug the legs in, and you can rock a little right and left. Take that circle and then let your hands come underneath your thighs. You're going to use the abs and the legs to kick up to your tush. Now the little foam roller is going to go on the back end of your mat. You're going to take a side plank, and staggered is fine. You could stack if you want it harder. The top arm, I'm going to make sure I'm away from my wall. If you have anything near you, make sure you're away because you want to do circles. So with the top arm, think, what's this biggest range of motion I can do without pain, and take 5 each way. Let it go way behind you. Let it stretch way around. Now 5 each way. Big, especially back there. Keep your torso up though. Don't let it fall. Good, Jean. I know you're trying. If you fall, you know you're trying, right? You're like Catherine used to do in class. If you're trying, you're gonna fall sometimes. That's okay. Now, the other side, your goal, so you're far away from your wall, 5 huge circles. Big, big, big. And you notice right away, one arm feels different than the other maybe. Like my left arm doesn't feel quite as tight as my right. But that's why we're doing it, to make sure each side gets attention. 3, 2, 1. Now lower down. You got it. Other side. Side plank. You're doing great. And these are harder on the foam roller. Both legs on for a moment. Now, we're going to do a pattern. This arm is going to be the pattern. You're going to go over once and then through once. So that was one pattern. Over, through. Over, through. We have 2 more. Over, through. Good, Betty. Go over, through. Oops, and then sit. So I was trying. I just wiggled at the very end. So the thing about the roller is there's more stability required, isn't there? A little more focus. So your arm is moving, which makes your stability challenged, and you're going to go up. Now this is the pattern. Rotate and go over. Now rotate and then go over. Rotate, over. Rotate, over. One more. Rotate and over. Perfect job. Really good. Bring it back. If you want to sit, grab it. We're going to do a front plank on the forearms. The challenge is already that you're on the foam roller, so the modification is toes down on the floor. But if you want to add on, it's going to be a leg lift. Very small. Very, 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 very small. I like to toe in some on the muscle. If you want to add on, lift the right leg at just 1 inch or 2. And then the left. And then the right. This is also called leg pull. And shift. You feel your body shift. All right, you could try 4 more. 3, 2. Now recover child pose. Now we're going to put together 2 moves like we just did in the combo. Do what you can or do modified on the floor. So come to plank, and what you do is you lift up the right leg while you shift back, then put yourself in plank. Lift the left leg and shift back. Lift the right leg and shift back, just 1 inch. Left, right, good. Left, right. How about 2 more? So 1, 2, recover. Now the foam roller is going to come to your head side. This is swan. The modification would be no foam roller. The foam roller is at your head side. Your legs stretch long. Again, make sure you have the space. Your roller's like 3 feet wide, so your elbows are wider. Sorry, your arms are wider than your shoulder. Here we go, up and down. Now elbows are long, up. And Shereen, see if your elbows will stay even longer. right there. Yeah, you're gonna feel the triceps help you. It's awesome. I love tricep strength. Your elbows are still pointing down, or towards the floor. The eyes are kind of looking down or out to like 7 o'clock. But your elbows are long. That's gonna really feel like tricep. You're gonna get more height. If you just bent your elbows, you wouldn't be up as high in the spine. So we're working our upper back muscles, but not the neck. The neck is soft. Okay, stay up, 10. Everybody looks good. See how you go up and down with your breathing? Now lower. We're gonna do that 2 more sets of 10. So when you're ready, come up. And lower. Get ready, come up. All right, everybody looks good. Now we're gonna do something as an add-on. If you don't want to add on, just still do this one. Can inhale, come up. Now stay here with one arm. The one arm is gonna go to your hamstring and then go back to the foam roller. The other arm goes to your hamstring. Can you feel how you're holding yourself up with one arm? Then tap, 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 and try 4 more. Listen to your body. Both arms are going to be on the foam roller and hold yourself up. Breathe. Continue, breathe. Really good. With your inhale, now exhale, lower child pose. Nice job. Toes curl under if you want to add a foot stretch. I usually like that foot stretch somewhere in the session. Grab a sip if you want. We're going to do more belly downs, but what we're going to do is not use the roller on these next ones. We're going to change up where the roller is. It's going to just be out of the way. Your hands go beside your hips. So you don't really need the roller at this moment. It's just out of your way. Come up with your palms facing the floor. Your head's you're facing the floor, and your legs can come up. Breathe. Move, breathe. Oh, everybody looks so good. Yep. Good, Michelle, that's it. Now relax for a moment. Interlace your fingers if they'll go. At the low back, come up. Arms, torso, legs. Relax, and then you can switch which way your hands are interlaced. Come up. And then relax. Now, if you want to take bow, bend one foot, bend one knee, and hold on to one foot. You can also do both hands on both feet. Breathe in and lift. Good. Oh, that's so good. Relax for a moment. We're going to do the other foot or both feet again. Come up. And recover. Child pose. And you can bend your elbows and sort of get your triceps in this stretch. So pat, pat, pat. Now I want to demonstrate a possible move for a modification, which is a cat-cow. And this is a good modification anytime you need some different move than I'm expressing. If you would like to change this to make it harder, you can do a down dog, up dog articulation. And you can even fold your mat at the end to bank your wrist off if that's an issue for you. You lift your heels and then you articulate through your lumbar, middle, upper back. Breathe in and then tuck your chin. Now you can do cat-cow as well. Go up. Awesome. Lift up, inhale. Good. Try to move your back. Does that make sense? So try to think lower back pushes up. Now the middle. Now the upper. Now I'm in an up dog. Now tuck the chin, push the upper back up. Then the middle. Then the lower. Try a few more with that back being your focus. Even if it feels like nothing's moving, just breathe. Good. Up dog, down dog is cat cow is your modification. One more of something. And then rest the shins. With the child pose, walk over to one side. This is going to stretch your side, your back. Breathe. Open up that rib cage. Now we're going to go to the other side. Open up that rib cage. And then come up, and if you need a sit, grab it. We're going to do the rack posture. So even if you're grabbing a sit, just meet me in rack posture. The legs can go in front. They're kind of really not important too much. It's more about the upper back on this one. So go up, and the shoulders go up. Now when you're here, lift up your heart. And even though our hands look like they're on the floor weighted behind us, there's not much weight on your hands. It's more you lifting up your torso. Should feel really good. We all need it with all our sports, with all our jobs. This is an opposite of what we do in life. Now, you can sit any way you want to. We're going to do an arm stretch. So reach your arms out like a T, but pull your fingers under and then take them behind you. This is an arm stretch. And for the nervous system, the nerves, flip your hands the complete opposite way, pull your fingers under and stretch behind you. Like I have your hands and I'm pulling them. Breathe into the chest. Nice. And a prayer pose behind you. So here's prayer pose in front as a backup plan, and here's prayer pose behind. And you can do either front or back. See how you can get a benefit on each. Spine tall. Your shoulders are open no matter where you are. Breathe. And Trina, maybe you don't see it well, but your fingers are up in prayer pose, right? You're like, nope, they weren't. I know. I sometimes I wonder, is it my perspective? But no, that was good. All right, 5, 4. That's well, I'll say the cue, but you guys always sort of double check my truth. Yeah, good, Trina. That's it. All right, and then I like just to plain old flick it out. Just get rid of any tension, right? And then this is sort of like a qigong move, knocking on the doors of life. You let your arms be like loose sleeves and they hit you. You can do this standing too. It's just sort of a way to release tension. Now we're going to be adding on. Let your feet come in front. And can you hold on to your big toes? Let me turn. Lift up, and then maybe one leg, maybe 2 legs, maybe just bent knees. Just have fun. Very good, guys. How about coming in? How's that one feel? How about trying to do a balance challenge of moving? Even if it's, yeah, good. Now I'm going to turn so you can see me. Here's a little teaser, and here's a bigger teaser. See which one you would like. 5, 4, yeah, 3, 2. Let your feet down. Now see if you can take 20 seconds to get down. 1, and let your knees squeeze. 2, yeah, flip. 3, make sure nothing's behind you. 5, 8, 11, 15. Now inhale. with a big full body stretch. Take a breather. Now take one leg up in the air. You can hold onto the thigh, the calf, or the toe. Let your left hand come behind your head and go up in an ab crunch while one leg's in a hamstring stretch. Now I'm going to say that you read my mind, Shireen. That left hand could go on your thigh. Your gaze could be at your left toes. So you've got a few things going on. Hamstring, leg lift, belly pull in, abs. Look, notice how your hamstring will get in a little closer. Everybody's head neck position looks really good. I'm excited. Lower. Before you come up, get your body ready. So 2 fingers on the big toe or your hamstring or your calf. Right hand either behind your head, come up, or on your thigh. Here we go. Hold. Keep pulling your belly in. Breathe in. Recover. Happy baby. Now let your hands go behind your head. We're going to take 10 of your crisscrosses and then we're going to straighten the legs. Are you ready? It looks like bent knee, 10, 9, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3. Now stay up, but lengthen your knees. It's almost like you're a pair of scissors. Rotate. Recover for a moment. Hug. Turn sideways. Now, I want you to think about stretching as much as strengthening on this. You ready? It goes up, 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 up as high as you can. Here's the stretch. Flex it down. Go point up, 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 up. Pull it in if you need. I'm going to help myself here. Right here, I'm just going to like say, okay, I want the stretch. I'm just going to help it at an inch because I know it has the ability. And then pretty soon it'll be able to do it on its own. And 6. Another trick is push your bottom foot 7 into the floor. It's kind of like that counter. 8. Push helps you stabilize. So you can really give your all. Now on the 10th one, catch it somewhere, somehow. And now we're really just stretching, but it's all warmed up. Inhale. All right, now this leg goes in front. And go up and down and point and flex. Now we're going to do 20. I'm going to count with my fingers. I was just reading an article about adductor machines in the gym, how when people load them up with heavy weight and the hips are in flexion, it's not a really safe exercise. Those are more stabilizers. That what are safe exercises for the hips and the inner thighs are long-legged. And you'll see what we do. We tend to do long-legged. Like this, and we're not in hip flexion with a heavy weight. We're using our body weight. So just know you're doing good things. Okay, we're going to do everything on the other side. So all I'm doing is just changing my mat so that I can have my face towards you. Now, if you remember the top leg, I know we're working, but we're trying also like a little bit of, my focus is my stretch. I want to strengthen, but I'm also trying to encourage us to get that little mobility. You can push more with your bottom foot if that helps you feel like you're framing the floor for balance. There, now mine's doing it on its own. Let's do one more. We're going to catch it. We're going to catch it. We're going to catch it either toe, ankle, thigh after you do the 10. Now enjoy. You feel it's giving in some? There, it's giving in a little more. All right, we're gonna, oh, that feels so good. It's hard to let go when it feels so good. Let that down. Take your bottom one. Now we're doing 20. Point flex. Point flex. See if it'll go up higher than you think it will. Try to point and flex. That's good for brain neuroplasty. Try to relax your neck. All right, take 10 more. Work your ankle. That's how we prevent shuffling and keep our balance muscles good. Now we're going to do a stretch. So come up. I'm going to show you a couple ways because I know that seated isn't the most comfortable for everyone, but if you can do this, do it. But if it doesn't feel good, one option is to put a pillow under your booty or to lie down and do it the lying on your back way. So I'm just going to have us fold forward till we feel it. Everybody's different. Don't worry if your neighbor looks different. And now come back up. And you know how we did the hip opener lying down? I want to offer that if you want a pillow, you can use it if that's how you reach your hip root easier. I'm going to offer a couple things here. So we did it as a brief prep earlier. Now we're holding it 35 more seconds from here. All right, you're going to do it the other ankle to thigh. Hold it, breathe, relax. And 35 seconds more from here. Good, way to sneak in that hamstring stretch. Shireen, good. You guys look great. This one is a hip stretch, but it's also the back. So slide a left leg long and then take your right knee over. You can put your left hand on that right knee to keep it down in a hip stretch. Right arm out. More seconds. All right, we're gonna realign. Take the knee down, twist. Hand down, left arm opens. Yeah, I like the circles. They're always a great option, especially if you know one of your tight areas is the shoulders. You can always do circles in this one. I like it when you add what your body is asking for. That hand is helping your knee. to gently push the knee down, to open up the back and the hip. And now I'm going to have us do a quad stretch because it's so important for the low back. And I know a couple of you had mentioned you wanted some low back attention. So one is just hold yourself on the side and grab your foot. The other is get on a foam roller and pull your shin under. The other is just pull your shin under when you're in this bridge pose. So take it, there's all those options, okay? Rib down, pubic bone up, either way. I had a calf cramp too, Shireen. That's why I'm doing my side one. Yeah, I did sprints the last 2 days. And my body's like, hey, we're going to cramp if you try to pull that shin under you. Short moves with the gun, but a lot of lower leg sprinting. All right, try the other side. And you can be on your side, foot to hand, rib down, pubic bone up. Then look at the timer. Ooh, shoulders getting it here. Breathe in. Good, Betty. Wonderful. Foam roller is so good in so many ways. All right, guys, inhale. Now, the next one I'm offering is legs up on the wall, but you could also just put feet up on a couch, or you could do hips up on a block. Oh, I left mine in the other room, so I'm gonna use my foam roller. I left it in my equipment room, so you can use the foam roller, but you can also use a block. I like the full block on this one sideways, but just let your mind focus on the breathing. And there's a lot of talk about mindfulness, and we're actually doing mindlessness. So we're getting the mind out of the way. We're giving it a break and letting the breath be our focus. And letting our feeling side be more important. So just notice how it feels to breathe in fully. Notice how it feels to breathe out fully. Notice where the breath goes when you inhale, what expands in your torso. And then just take another inhale and slowly come out of your feet up on the wall pose. Lift up through your spine, but without any real effort. We're just going to notice how it feels when you breathe. And let your breath go to your heart. You can even feel how your heart expands as your attention's on it. The breath rises, the chest makes the chest rise. And as you exhale, the chest lowers. And then just listen to your heart. See if it sends you any messages or images.
So just notice what you felt. Mine felt something like being kind to myself, kind to everyone around me that's in my sphere today, looking for all of the beautiful miracles that are in my sphere and soaking in all of the creations that I see, the people, the images, the beautiful mesas here, the mountains, the birds, the hummingbirds. So just notice what your heart is asking, and have fun with it today with so much appreciation. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye, guys. Have a great day. Bye. Thank you.